Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Beyond Headlines Current Affairs by Lakshmi. Our topic today is ICJ rules government climate actions illegal. So, International Court of Justice, that is ICJ, has given in his landmark advisory that actions that are causing climate change through the government bodies are considered as illegal. So, this concept of climate change and global warming has uh, been a recurrent cause of concern across the world. So, what is new? The thing is, the major emitters of the greenhouse gases are not concerned about the climate change or the global warming they are causing. And another important aspect is they want all the other developing countries also to be on par using the same measures to reduce the greenhouse gases. So basically, greenhouse gases are the global greenhouse gases are the major concern because they increase the temperature of the planet, thereby causing the polar caps to melt, and which in turn cause the sea level to rise, which in turn submerge the coastal cities and towns, and the chain goes on and on. So, in this aspect, there are some areas where which are identified as really concerning ones. The one thing is that the perpetrators or the countries that cause the global warming activities and the social activities groups, social activist groups, and the countries that are affected by this process. That is, usually these countries are the island nations, wherein due to this, as I told you earlier, the sea level rises and there is every chance that these island nations may get submerged. So these countries they are all together voicing their protest against the non-addressal of the system, that is reduction of the greenhouse gas effects. So, in this context, the ICJ opinion, even though it is only an advisory kind of thing, has more moral and legal implications. And this was first taken to ICJ by the United Nations Secretary General in April 2023, which wanted to make sure that there is legal accountability of the countries that are causing huge carbon footprint by producing more greenhouse gases, and that is one thing. And United Nations Forum for Convention for Climate Change, this one, UNFCCC, it wanted the countries to take additional responsibility in working towards a reduction emission. And the goal is here to bring the temperature 1.5 degrees less, or it can be only above 1.5 degrees Celsius when compared to the pre-industrial era. So that's the goal. And yeah, this all looks good, but the problem comes when it is being practically applied. So International Court of Justice gave certain guidelines, as we said, that those emitters should be made accountable, should be made responsible legally and morally. And uh, majority, the main problem here is some countries came out of the Paris Agreement, as we all know, in 2016. US came out of the Paris Agreement, but still it is the member of UNFCCC. So it still has to work towards it and make sure that these nations which are causing the greenhouse gas effect, they have to assure the people who are going to suffer because of that, that they are going to reduce the greenhouse gas effects and work towards better areas in reducing the climate change. So that is one thing. And yeah, and the global warming or the climate change directly affects the human rights. So global warming caused by climate change. So this affects human rights. So how? Because it is the right of every human being on this earth to lead a better quality of life. And it also affects the fundamental rights of people. Okay, fundamental rights of the people, which includes right to life. So right to life is the fundamental right. Hashtag one. Okay, so when this is affecting those things, it is the responsibility of the countries involved to make sure that these are protected, the environment is protected, and work towards lessening of emissions, and thereby securing the target of that 1.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it's very important that we adhere to the rules and regulations and follows the stringent measures should be taken, and strong legal actions should be taken for nations or countries that violate this, and there should be incentives also for the countries which are working towards bringing a better change. So let's hope this works out, and let's hope for a future which has less greenhouse gases and better climate, and where every country can develop and live without the fear of what happens next because of the climate change. So that's all for today. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.